Okay, welcome. You see behind me there is the program title, Crosstalk. What is it about? We have a talk that crops up and two sides will go toe to toe on the biggest issues that have made the headlines. And why not, you ask me? Today, I have yet a set of impeccable gentlemen that are going into a tango over the president's contentious tax reform bills. But let me state right away that a tax reform is the process of changing the way taxes are collected or managed by government. You know, our question therefore is, should President Tinubu withdraw his tax reform bills? There are about four of them. The backstory, as you may have known, is that members of the House of Reps from the northern part of the country have raised fresh concerns concerning the four tax reform bills currently under consideration at the National Assembly. Now, they spoke at an interactive session organized by the House of Reps with members of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms on Monday. Now, the bills, particularly the proposed amendment to the distribution of value-added tax, VAT revenue, have sparked widespread debate. The bills, for the records, are the Nigeria Tax Bill 2024, which is expected to provide the fiscal framework for taxation in the country. We have the Tax Administration Bill, which will provide a clear and concise legal framework for all taxes in the country and reduce dispute. The other two remain the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, which would repeal the Federal Inland Revenue Service FIRS Act and establish the Nigeria Revenue Service NRS, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill, which will create a tax tribunal and a tax ombudsman. You know, the National Economic Council and state governors have urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to withdraw the bills for further consultations. But question, should the president do so? This is where crosstalk comes in. Two gentlemen are going to do battle regarding it. Let's meet them and introduce them. Akin Fatunke, a familiar face here, is a chartered accountant and a national affairs analyst. Mr. Fatunke, I welcome you.
Thank you very much, Cecil Jones. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Imagine that voice. We have a gentleman, Cyril Abaku, going from the other side. So Cyril is a broadcaster and communications expert. Cyril, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gentlemen, a tax reform, you know, they have given us the background to what's in contention. Well, should the bills be withdrawn or not? Who takes the lead off?
Cecil Jones, I dare say that Mr. Cyril Abaku will take the lead on. I actually...
You have ambushed me here.
The lead off, yeah.
You have ambushed me here.
I've been corrected. The lead off.
You've ambushed me here.
And my reason is simple. I'm sure listeners might have seen a video, and viewers must have seen a video that says that the man in coats, the man in suits, is really the problem of the world. Well, I don't believe. No, I don't believe.
Then
because I believe we have men and women of timber and caliber in the National Assembly, which is going to be part of what we are going to be looking at. And it's put on, it's not, I don't know why he decided to put on suit. Please, over to you.
He's a gentleman. Well, Akin, you've heard the statement, being a gentleman is a wonderful thing, but yes, after a debate, you are wondering something else. Yeah, Cyril, let's go.
You know, I've been ambushed, but it's
no.
Where is the bush? Where is the arm?
You are not ambushed.
I've been ambushed, but for what it is worth, the matter is straightforward. The president is looking at a landmine, and this may come across as a mere legislative proposition for an amendment, but it has been turned into a major political issue.
No. Was the president right in proposing the bills, would you say?
Well, even that is a debatable thing, because, for example, the propriety of a VAT being collected by the federal government is highly debatable in a federal system. Why aren't the states the ones to collect the VAT? You recall when Wike went to court to seek to say the state should take more of the monies. VAT is a consumption tax. So if you're not viable industries and you're not producing anything, why should you take from others what you're able to produce? This is what the president appears to be skirting in a bid to make it look like he only wants to just get more money for Lagos. If that is, I mean, if we were to go by what the bill is about to is about to achieve. But the key issue here is that, to answer your question straightforward, we shouldn't even be talking about VAT and federal government. But this matter has been shifted from being a mere economic issue or cadastral issue to being a very, very strong political issue. First, the North came together, the governors and elder statesmen and elders came together to say, Mr. President must withdraw this bill. At the National Assembly, lawmakers from the North have said, Mr. President, we should withdraw the bill. The NEC, comprising Northern and Southern governors and everybody, came together to say, Mr. President, withdraw these bills. I do not know why the President is trying to play hardball. So if he was serious about his political future, I want to think that he may eat the humble pie by saying, instead of ruffling feathers, let's iron things out.
Otherwise, withdraw the bills.
Of course.
Thank you very much, my man in suits. And that's how they come. They come in suits and...
No, how do you mean? How do you mean they?
They, he and...
No. He has stated
a lot of our middle class, including the elites.
This issue is not about Cyril. It's about the...
I wasn't talking about Cyril. I was talking about...
He's a member of the elite. They were Babarika.
I wasn't talking about...
I was talking
about what he's putting on to hide, like a facade, obvious truths that we all know. How on earth in 2024, anybody, including my friends who are in the North, who are in the National Assembly, will sit and begin to now dance right, left, and center? The last time I heard, they said the reason why they are against the proposal of Mr. President is because the conceivers of the bill have not considered the fact that the North has been ravaged
by...
Who said that?
The National Assembly members.
Aren't you misquoting them?
I'm not. No, I've quoted them well.
Who said what?
Go back
who
and begin
to
look at it. That
who said what, sir?
They are not considering the fact that the North has been ravaged by Boko Haram. They don't have industries anymore. They don't have this. They don't have that. And that why don't we continue on the status quo, which in itself is lying on a lie that has been thrown out from the pit of hell. Citizen Jones.
Is the hell in the North?
The problem
is the
that
hell in the
we
North,
have
the way you sound,
is simple.
Is hell in the North. Please, our Northern brothers are our friends. I have friends there.
They are countrymen.
I have not.
They're my compatriots.
I am speaking English.
Yeah, so let's not speak ill of them.
I said life.
They're human beings like you and I.
Said life from the pit of hell.
They are Muslims. They are tall.
I stand by the fact that
they are chocolate. You know.
I stand by the fact that they are making a lie out from the pit of hell.
Oh.
It's also the pit of hell that is holding Nigeria on tenterhooks. One, unknown to them, Citizen Jones, the whole of this bill supports the aspiration. The whole of this bill, in fact, is skewed towards giving them equity.
But it provokes a general question.
What?
I don't know, Cyril, if you have heard it too.
That
Nigerians don't like to pay tax.
No. Nobody likes to pay tax, not just Nigerians. Look, in the concept of tax is what you want to either avoid or evade. you can creatively come around and then not pay tax. The bulk of the people who pay tax in this country today are the holoi polloi. The tax administration system that we have, number one, multiple taxation. The people who are not making money, you go there, the local government will ask for tax, the state government will ask for tax, the federal government will ask for tax, everybody will be asking for tax.
So there's no way of harmonizing this thing?
Before the harmonization. But the people that should really be paying the taxes are laughing and faffing away. They are the ones that have the high rises. They are the ones that bring in Rolls Royces. They are the ones that, in the hangar, they are not paying the required taxes that they are supposed to be paying for their private jets. What this bill has done, therefore, please let me just say this. What this bill has done, therefore, is just say, wait a minute, go on. I said from the pit of hell. I know what I'm saying. The VAT, everything about VAT is since about 1980, in the early 80s. We went away from the excise and said, okay, look, because we now realize, federal character, that excise, how are you not going to be collating? And they said, something simple administratively will be for us to collect centrally. When we collect centrally and then divide it, federal, state, and perhaps local government, on the principle of the number of population and what have you.
Population distribution.
And parts of that population will be such that if I have a population and my friend is in suit, beautiful looking suit, also has a population, and I create value here, and I want to send it to him, he can tell me, look, the value that I'm creating is against his belief. However, I create it, whatever I create is destroyed by him, and yet he sits down fat and shares the VAT and says that he has more people than me.
Let Cyril respond.
It is inequitable.
Please let him respond. Cyril, are you persuaded in any way?
I couldn't be persuaded because the argument that I'm hearing doesn't cut it for me. The reality is that the president is making a mistake and has to be advised.
What's the mistake?
The mistake he's making
of sending the bills,
yes,
the tax reform bills.
Why hasn't he withdrawn the bills? This is the North.
Withdraw the bill in whose interest?
In the interest of the North.
In the interest of Nigeria.
No.
In the interest of Nigeria.
No. I am from the South, for instance, and I know Nigeria is not made up of the North. Please, let's say it exactly as it is.
If you're serious
he should withdraw the bills because the Northern governor said he should withdraw the bills.
So
majority of them.
Is he not mindful of his own political career?
But hold on. Are we not scandalized by this North-South thing?
And that is the bane. Nigeria, take it or leave it, cannot continue to lie on itself. We call ourselves a Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are anything but Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are different in so many respects. And this is not the first one. We are talking about taxation now. Initially, it was issues surrounding indigenship and citizenship. It got to the National Assembly.
And maybe settlership.
And it got to the National Assembly. A group of people believed that it was not going to go on their own way, and they shut it down. We all kept quiet. For more than 60 years, Nigeria has been held down just because some people, I'm careful, and I hear and I take the cue from what you are saying. Some people just believe that it has to be status quo. We must not change things and expect different returns. Nigeria is regressing. Nigeria is not producing. Nigeria, in terms of revenue to population, is gone down. We are looking at situations where, for us to be able to at least get something brought back into the system, we need tax reforms. And these tax reforms, like you said in your opener, are in 4 separate bills. They are fair. They looked at the tax bill and they saw A, B, C, D, and they didn't see X, Y, Z. I said, no, so nothing is there for us. Have you taken your time to look at the tax administration bill? Have you taken your time to look at the revenue bill? Let me tell you, the revenue bill is now going to recalibrate the Federal Inland Revenue Service. From the time that we said we got independence, There are people who will tell you, since I was in school, where are you going to try and work? It's either going to be in the tax office or you're going to be in the customs area. 6 months when they get there, you see them with unexplainable wealth. Reason being that those institutions are not doing the core business that they are supposed to do. Everybody wants to be collecting revenue. I will say, no, never again. This tax bill will take anybody that is making a turnover of 250 or 500,000, you will not pay any form of tax. Is that not what everybody should be lauding? The same thing that we are talking about restructuring Nigeria or resource control. Oh, okay, resource control. Everybody is looking at oil, forgetting the fact that where you are staying, that you think is an arid land, you are having things under the ground that if you can creatively bring to be, it will not turn into Abraham and Lot kind of situation. Lot was greedy, could not understand, and said he wanted all the fat area of land. Abraham sat down and was looking at him, but he became much more prosperous.
Mr. President had consulted widely before sending the bill to National Assembly, we won't have been here today.
Consulted who?
Number 2.
Consulted who?
Stakeholders.
Who are the stakeholders?
There are stakeholders in Nigeria.
Who are the stakeholders?
There are stakeholders.
The stakeholders, therefore, is the North and the South.
In a minute.
It's not in a minute. Who are the stakeholders? Tell me who are the stakeholders.
When they were to do state police, the president didn't send a bill to National Assembly. You know what he did? He took it to NEC. And then said,
NEC is the National Economic Council.
He took it to, as if NEC had the role. It's an executive bill. What are you going to consult NEC for? Now he wants to pass money collection bill. He didn't go to
Cyril, that is not true.
Number 2.
Cyril, you have made a statement that is not true.
It is correct. Let the viewer judge.
Okay, no.
Let the viewer judge. It is true.
We are
as of today, the vice president is telling governor to
committee on tax reform under Taiwo Oyedele came on. They met all stakeholders.
Who and who did they meet?
They met the governors. They met local government administrators. They met organized private sector. And you are still telling me that you
what you're saying now is that after Oyedele met with all the stakeholders,
yes,
the North is not only going behind to come and attack the president.
That's exactly what has been happening since 1960, my friend.
Oh.
No.
On the particular tax issue.
Look, nobody from the North. I schooled in the North, and I have pride to tell you that I went to Ahmadu Bello University's area. Okay, so please, if there's anybody that you know as a stakeholder in the North, let him pair up with me.
But you have groups like Ohaneze,
just wait.
Did they meet these people?
It's Afenifere and
did they go to
Ohaneze Ndigbo telling you that they are not in support of this bill?
I'm saying, but Arewa Forum came and said that they didn't support it.
They will not support it for obvious reasons.
Along with their governors.
They will not
if they didn't support it, why then did they draft the bill?
Because we are different countries.
Are you aware that this bill will not see the light of day?
Well, I am aware that this bill is going to see the light of day.
And so why are we wasting time on it?
No, we're not wasting time on it.
It's not going to fly.
What Mr. President said, and please give it to him. You may not like him, but what Mr. President said is that, hey, National Executive Council, I hear you. I'm not going to withdraw this bill. We are going to
allow the process to
go on.
Yeah.
Now, listen. There is an implication to that, Citizen Jones. Let everybody stand up and raise his hand or not raise his hand when it's going to be said in future how we buried Nigeria. For God's sake. I've just told you. They felt that the thing was not going to pay them. A state that the thing will not pay is Lagos State. Because in Lagos State, that's where you have the head office. It is Babajide Sanwo-Olu, repeat his name, the current governor of Lagos, that we should all be praising. He said he knows he's going to get a little bit less as long as it's going to be for the benefit of the whole. And instead of you to see that benefit of the whole, all you are just trying to see, is it you are what you see and not what you perceive and all that. When they say VAT, it's not going to be done according to population, it therefore means it's not going to favor us. Forgetting that this same bill will benefit the vast majority of the poorest of the poor that we have in Nigeria, who are from the North. Ignorance is a terrible cankerworm of a disease.
So let me ask, ever since the North came up and said, withdraw the bill, we have no power in the North, give us light, because you have, whatever, no light in the North. The presidency began to run from pillar to post, and so we must give power.
No, what exactly are you saying?
Electricity, there was no light in the North. Now,
so in other words,
I'm coming.
What you are telling me and I'm hearing you is that if the North says you and I should start to be coughing every day, it should be we should all just be coughing because that's what they want.
No, our president is a team player. You know.
Cyril.
Yes.
Am I getting you correctly?
He knows how to.
Are you arguing from the fact that even though internally you know that it is wrong, but for you to be able to play as a team and for you to be able to win election and re-election, you must kowtow
if you are talking
to the wrong.
May I answer him straight? If you're talking right and wrong, the president should explain to us what he is trying to do with VAT. Why is VAT not a state issue? Why is VAT today?
Okay, in 1986,
he's a federalist.
We started the VAT. Listen to me.
He's a federalist.
After all, you are a man in court and you are educated. Excuse me. Now, we have run the thing for about 5 or more years.
Run what?
The VAT administration.
VAT collection.
The administration of it, whether you collect or
the
not
administration,
collect.
When you administer, you are collecting.
Excuse me. Suddenly, in 1999, a group of elites, many of them in coats and suits, came together and they started tinkering.
By the way, those who wear Ankara and have done more, have done Nigeria more harm. I agree.
Some of
because
them,
if you check Aso Rock and National Assembly, they don't wear coats in those places. They wear coats. They dress like, you know, they wear these clothes that have multiple pockets. That's how they dress.
National
attire.
All this one that you are trying to use to divide my thoughts, you won't succeed.
I didn't divide your thoughts.
No, we are talking
as far as
yes,
value.
And tax reform.
In 1999,
yes,
we had a constitution that brought over 20 years of administration. Deliberately, the men in Kut and in Babariga did not remember Citizen Jones
that
to bring this VAT that we have been operating into
to the front burner,
into the constitution.
Yeah.
And so the thing went and was playing in Ferry, and we said no. A place like Lagos State, and with due respect to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was governor of Lagos State, he virtually was fighting Obasanjo, who was central in PDP. And he said, as far as we are concerned, the only way we can bring development to the grassroots is to get more local government. And Obasanjo said, no, you cannot, because the constitution, this constitution that we are running,
recognizes only 20.
But recognize people who are not producing like Lagos, like Kanu, and gave them so many local governments. So what then happened?
No, please.
Excuse me.
Please.
Let me bury
no,
this.
No, but
when you said the version of the argument,
yes. On rail.
When
who gave them 44? Who gave them 20?
When he did that,
who gave them 40? Who gave them?
When they are now going to divide back,
and they are there.
When
they signed off on it. They signed off on it. You cannot sign off on it and
who signed for?
Oh,
did you sign for the 1999 constitution?
Okay, good. Let's now.
Let's go there. Not.
They signed on your behalf.
He said
no. They signed on your behalf. They signed on your behalf.
No.
They did.
It's a document that has lied
they
itself.
Did.
You know the
No.
And Professor Yadu.
Somebody was there for you.
And as at the time that Obasanjo was coming in,
yes,
you cannot tell me that President Obasanjo.
They represented you.
No. Who represented me? To go and say that we people of Nigeria.
When Obasanjo
got in there,
what did he
didn't have a constitution.
His name was Obasanjo.
Listen, yes. President Obasanjo got into office without the writ large.
Yeah.
We are lying to ourselves.
I think I know that.
Now, this bill is not then saying if it was deliberate or not deliberate. There were so many things that were deliberately done, including, I don't know whether you were there when they signed Sharia into
the Constitution.
Did you sign for it? Oh, some people represented me and signed for it. We need to correct Nigeria,
gentlemen,
in a way and manner that we should move forward.
We must look at the finish line. So we will make to return home.
Okay, the finish line.
Yeah.
The finish line is,
all right,
my friend has just told us that bill is not going to see the light of day.
Just a minute. A question for both of you is this. Should we tinker or re-engineer the way the tax system in Nigeria is being run?
We must.
You?
We must.
Cyril?
And it's not only the tax system. We must re-engineer Nigeria, the way Nigeria is configured.
But the president is only playing with the surface. He needs to go deep. Deal with it from source.
Okay, now, I'm happy you made a statement like that. For your information, we will not sit here, Nigeria should not sit here and continue to rubbish the best of the best that we have. Taiwo Oyedele is one of the best that you can get anywhere in the world. Okay? The guy did all the things that he did, and as we speak today, he's explaining, re-explaining, making them to see some of the things that they don't want to see. However, and it's the reason why I use the appellation hell, a man or a woman who is ready to go to Sheol will not care for anything. If it's going to woe, let it woe. If it's going to be destroyed, let it be destroyed. There are many of us in this country who believe that the only way that we can get equity, the hoi polloi that my friends like Cyril is arguing for, is not arguing for you. Please open your eyes. Listen to voice of reason. This is what is going to emancipate you and I. People who have presidential jets, people who have jets, they are the ones that are supposed. Yes, they are the ones that they should pay the tax, and not the woman in Abakaliki, or not the woman in Kotangura, and not the woman in Oyigbo. Those are the people that you say, hey, wait a minute, that is it. I just say, with all sense of responsibility here, because I don't know if I'm going to have this opportunity again, that I am making a statement that if this ever fails, and I know it's not going to fail, it may be the end of our corporate existence as a federal republic.
Thank you. Siri, how do you bury this?
That's far reaching.
You can't bury anything because there's nothing.
How do you take this
up? He couldn't even make any
Please allow him.
Mr. Fatunke is attempting to put a mountain on the back of a camel. It will not stand.
A mountain?
Now, the point is very straightforward.
Which mountain are you putting at the back of which camel?
Please, allow him.
The president who understands the politics, geopolitics, and nature of Nigerian issues, who is himself an accountant,
will sacrifice,
has been a governor,
will sacrifice our development,
and has been at the forefront of some of these campaigns.
Yes.
To push through what I consider a minor bill in the context of Nigeria's big problems. A
minor bill
that borders on.
Please allow him.
Okay. That borders on tax. Sir. That borders on tax. We're never talking about the real issues that we normally talk about in federalism. Borders on mere tax, which is his own area. He has run into this.
But tax collection is an ideal.
No. It is.
That is our federalism.
It is even a federal question. But in terms of the issues we like to talk about that are really fundamental,
like what,
such as indigenship and citizenship. This isn't one of those questions.
No.
It is a part of it, but it's not a central issue.
No, now, that came before. It was shut down. It was shut down by arguments like this.
Now he is not even pushing tax admin powers to the states. It will remain with the federal government.
No, that's not true. Have you read the bills?
No. What power?
The distribution,
okay,
will simply go more to the states. Not that the power to collect will be with them. My concern.
Distribution, no. The power to collect is going to be there. Please read this.
My concern is.
It's not going to be taken off. It's going to be an incentive. Cyril, if you make suits,
I was making my last point.
And I'm not making
I was making my last point.
Let him.
Let
him take his thoughts home.
You are talking about Berry.
Please, or bury his thoughts. Taking it
because of his interruption. Let me give an analogy. In the First Republic, when they had 50% of the regions and so on, they said they're paying taxes, but the federal government took the money and then gave whoever deserved whatever the person
and there was healthy competition.
Yeah, so if I say distribution, I simply mean who is taking more. Forget about which bank account the money is entering. The point I'm making is this: if the president couldn't push through what should look like just a test right, it means that he has failed. And so we must go back to brass tacks.
Okay.
And
which is
going back to consult once again.
Okay.
Ask questions.
Okay.
Meet minds.
Okay.
Raise the vital issues.
Okay.
And make sure that if you want to come to equity, you do so on a clean slate.
Oh, on a clean slate, not equitable state. Okay.
I respect it.
Okay.
All right.
No, it's buried it.
So yeah. So we're done. We cannot but just thank both of you for your arguments for or against. That's the essence of radio or TV. We mold opinion as it is here. Akim, the viewer has listened to your arguments.
Yes.
So also Cyril. The policymakers, I would imagine, would take heed, listen to, take the fine lines, of your arguments. But thank you, Ake Fatunke, for your time.
If you don't mind, I'd like to shake him.
Yeah.
And to tell him congratulations that the bills are going to save.
Yeah, and after all, it is a verbal war, not a shooting war.
Oh, it's not even a battle.
Okay. So we are done, folks. Thank you for your time. Crosstalk will come back again next week. Until then, I want to thank you. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now. Take care. Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.